And what is up, everybody? Welcome to the Inland Sports Show. We are live and amplified here on Wednesday night. Took a little vacation, actually the longest vacation I think I've taken maybe in my entire life. So it was nice to have a week or so off from the Inland Sports Show, although I was keeping updates online when I had internet. Didn't have internet all the time, but I plugged into Wi-Fi where I could to keep track of the CIF baseball and softball playoffs. We had the track and field state championships, of course, so a lot of stuff still to keep tabs on as we go into the summer, which means we're really ramping up for high school football. So we will have a lot of high school football coming in the next several weeks and months over the summer to get you ready for week 0, which I believe is August 22nd, 23rd, I believe. So it's right around the corner. I know a lot of teams are going into their summer programs, a little bit of a dead period, and then boom, right into the fall camp. So here we go. So a little bit later in the show, we're going to hear from Denis Dufour. He's the head football coach for Nuview Bridge, but also he's the baseball coach, and Nuview Bridge going on to win the CIF Southern Section Division 9 Championship. So we're going to check in with Coach Dufour. We're also going to hear from Dr. Tacy Duncan. She's the athletic director, assistant principal at Arlington High School, as the Lions prepare for their 4th Hall of Fame class. And they've got some big names in this one as well. 4th time they've done this, and Arlington's got a lot of great athletes and coaches and programs that they're recognizing. So it's pretty cool that they do have a Hall of Fame. Most schools don't have a Hall of Fame, but they do, and they deserve it. They need it because they've got a lot of, like I said, great teams and players and coaches that have gone through there. But we're going to start with some track and field. We had the state championships, and it was a big weekend up in Clovis for the Santiago girls track team. Of course, they've got those great distance runners led by Riley Blade and Braelyn Combe. Braelyn Combe in the 1,600 meters, the 1 mile. Look at her back at the, with the most of the pack, but she left a little bit for the end. She's got a great kick on that final lap. In fact, you could even say the home stretch around turn 4 as Braelyn Combe in a dramatic finish wins the CIF State Championship in the mile. She finished 2nd place in the previous year, but this time she's coming home with the state title. We had a chance to talk to Braelyn Combe on the Inland Sports Show. Inland Sports. And now join us here on the Inland Sports Show. She is your CIF State Champion in the mile run, the 1,600 meters. It is Braelyn Combe from Santiago High School. The Sharks with another great distance runner. And Braelyn, congratulations on the state championship. I want to ask you about the state title. I also want to ask you about last season. And was it kind of a year of redemption for you to come back and win state this year in the 1,600 meters?
Yeah, we took 2nd in the 16 and the 4x8, so it was kind of, the goal was obviously to move up a spot, and so it was really exciting to have that opportunity again and be in the same position.
Yeah, you're a multi-state champion. We got to give a shout out to the relay team too. You just mentioned the 4x800. What was it like to obviously winning the individual title? And we're going to talk about that mile race in a moment. But when you win a relay, you get to celebrate it with your teammates too, right? Like it's a team effort. So how special was that for you?
It was very special. They're like my best friends. So just sharing the moment between the 4 of us was really exciting, and I even said after the mile, I was like, okay, that was really exciting for me, but it would be even more exciting if we can go and do it again. And that was kind of was just like a huge shift from, okay, I did what I wanted to in the mile, but now we gotta handle business with my team. So it was exciting.
All right, let me ask you about the mile run, because I don't know what your game plan was going into it. Because it was dramatic, right? You had to make that.
It was so crazy.
Oh, you had to make that last kick to win it. If people haven't seen the video, we'll show some of the video as well. But, what was your game plan going into it? Just to stay with the pack, or did you want to be out in front, or how did it go? How did it go for you?
I really just tried to step myself up with being at least in the position to win and giving myself a chance to compete for the win, with 200 meters to go, and just trying to stay up with the front pack. And it kind of played out perfectly. Someone took us out in a pretty fast pace that, was going to was bound to lead to fast time. So it was exciting and just trying to stay with the leaders. Honestly, there wasn't really much of a plan. Just trying to position myself well and stay with the front.
All right, so let's say lap 3, going into lap number 4. Are you stressing at all? Are you getting a little anxious? Like, okay, I got to start making my move at this point. Like, when do I start kicking it in?
I was so scared. I was stressing so much, and I was like, I just got to stay with the people in the front and leading the race and just try to stay with the leaders as best as I can. But I was like, can we just get to 200 left so I can just, finish the race and just, give it everything.
Yeah, how do you know if you have enough left in the tank? Like, do you save something, or how do you know?
I don't know. I just try to do my best. I don't know if I have anything left.
And that time that you posted, were you happy with that? Was that a PR? What would you think?
Yeah, I honestly, with how hot it was, state was where I got my PR last year, and so I thought with how not humid, just the heat that day, I didn't think that fast times would come out of it, but Coach E was just focus on placement and trying to compete for the win. Don't worry about any time, and he didn't think anything under 440 would come out of it, but I think it was just a great field, and we all surprised ourselves.
No, that's awesome. And I think team-wise, right, the Santiago girls finished second place, right, in the state standings? Yes, we did. With
Riley in the 32 and then 4x8 in the 1600, we total, I think, 28 points. So that was really exciting. And it was actually a tie for second, and that was, I don't know, that was really cool because we got third last year. And no, maybe we got fourth. I'm not sure, but it was just exciting to get on the podium and take pictures after because it was like, wow, we did that with 5 distance runners. So it's really exciting.
5 stud distance runners right there. Now, Braelyn, you're a junior. You still have your senior year. So as you kind of ramp up, for one more high school season, do you have any team goals, any individual goals? Maybe it's a state championship as a team. Maybe you want to go back-to-back, set the California state record. I mean, what's in your mind going into next year?
I think a good goal to have would be to get the state meet record if possible and hopefully defend our titles. But also I think next year we're hoping to have, we'll for sure have more girls in the open events. And with scoring more in the open events, we could contend for the team state title. That'd be really exciting.
I know you kind of, gravitated towards the mile run and Riley went towards the 2-mile run, but could you see yourself maybe doing the 2 miles, the 3,200 meters at some point?
Maybe at some point. I think since it's a really hard double to do the 4x8 and the 32 back to back like that, there's maybe a good 10 minutes between those two, but the 4x8 is my favorite event for sure. And honestly, I don't see myself running very well on the 32, but honestly, if anything, I'd love to bring down my 800 time. Okay. That'd be exciting because I feel like I haven't been happy with my 800 times this year and haven't really had a good opportunity to run a PR. So that would be exciting to get my 800 time.
So was your mile run, is that the school record for Santiago as well?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I figured. All right, so Braelyn, everyone's wondering hey, you're on vacation. You have a little downtime. You trying to relax after a big junior season and a state title?
Honestly, I'm trying. It's really hard because state was so exciting that it's hard to stay focused for the rest of the season and nationals and locking in for cross country. But just trying to stay focused on the outdoor season since it's still going on. It's really hard to not get excited for cross country with all the fast freshmen that we had come in and things like that. It's just really exciting.
Wait, so you have nationals next week, right?
Yeah, next week, and then I'll get a real break.
Yeah, I was gonna say with cross country in the fall, do you have to shut it down for a little bit, right? What's your off-season regiment kind of look like?
We usually do 1 or 2 weeks, but I think this year we've been on kind of lower mileage that I feel like we can honestly get away with taking a shorter break and then just taking it slow, building back in, and then we can maintain more fitness, which would be really exciting going into cross country season. So yeah, that would, honestly, we like to get in shape. We like to be we like to feel fit and things like that. So if we could maintain fitness, I think it would be exciting for all of us. But at the same time, we're like, okay, I want a little break. Like I need to sleep in. I need to enjoy summer for a little bit. But yeah, so hopefully we'll get around a week off.
Braelyn, what's college recruiting like right now for you?
I'm actually committed to the University of Arkansas.
Are you excited about that? Fired up to be an SEC school?
I'm very excited. I think I was talking to a lot of SEC schools, so it was kind of like I kind of knew in the back of my head, like, okay, I feel like it's where I'll end up, and to be in obviously I'm biased, but the best. I mean, actually, no, they've proven to be the best school in the SEC. It's really exciting.
All right, finally, Braelyn, let's go back to your state championship in the mile up there in Clovis. So you crossed the finish line, and I'll be honest, like, because I watched the video of it. When did you know? Was it not until you actually looked up at the clock to see the times? Because it was so close. Like, were you like, oh, when you crossed the finish line, were you like, oh man, I don't think I got it?
No, it was so close, and I think it was kind of back and forth in the video. Like, I had the lead for a split second, and then she would come back, and it was a very back and forth kind of passing back and forth. But yeah, it was just really fun, and I think at that point, like, I was like, okay, I know the time. I was honestly, I went into it like, if I could get a PR out of this race, that would be amazing. But I thought with the weather, it wouldn't be a good race it wouldn't be a good opportunity to have a PR. So just as soon as I crossed, I knew it was a fast time, but then I knew, okay, wait, I could contend for the state title. Like, that would be so exciting. And I looked up and then saw the time came with it. And it was just like a really fun moment.
Yeah, what a dramatic finish to win the CIF State Championship. That is Braelyn Combe from Santiago. Join us here on the Inland Sports Show. Braelyn, congratulations. Good luck at Nationals. And let's do this again, maybe during cross country. Get you back on the show.
Yes. And we will be back with a state title in cross country and NXN bound for the second time. Let's go.
Let's go. Braelyn Combe here on the Inland Sports Show.
Inland Sports.
All right, great job to the Sharks. A great track and field season, and those distance runners, man, out there at Santiago. Some of the best in the entire country. When we come back, we're going to check in with Nuview Bridge baseball coach. He's also the football coach. He's also the athletic director, Denis Dufour. Nuview Bridge coming off a CIF championship on the baseball diamond, also winning the first ever SoCal Regional playoff game as well. So we will check in with some Nuview baseball when we come back here on the Inland Sports Show right after this.
The Inland Sports Show is brought to you by Kin Sporting Goods in Norco, #1 in the Inland Empire for team uniforms, sports equipment, and Letterman's jackets. Bass Athletics in Corona, driven by passion and hard work, Bass Athletics helps student athletes push their limits, compete with heart, and build the discipline to succeed in sports, school, and life. For more information on the Bass Private School, visit bassathletics.com. Paulson Orthodontics in Redlands with Dr. Marcus Paulson. Personalized treatment you deserve from an orthodontist that you can trust. And Chick-fil-A in Yucaipa, right off the 10 freeway at Yucaipa Boulevard. Eat more chicken. The Inland Sports Show is proud to partner with Dr. Marcus Paulson and Paulson Orthodontics in Redlands. Dr. Paulson and his team work with children, teens, and adults using orthodontic products like traditional braces and Invisalign to make a difference in the appearance, comfort, and function of each patient's teeth. Paulson Orthodontics welcomes new patients, so schedule a visit today. Paulson Orthodontics. We make braces fun.
And welcome back to the Inland Sports Show. I'm your host, Pep Fernandez, live and amplified here on Wednesday night. Give this video a like and subscribe to the channel as we bring you positive sports stories here in the Inland Empire. Big time focus on high school sports and our local colleges. Summertime is going to be a lot of high school football as we get ready for the season coming up in August, but still putting a wrap on the spring season here for CIF, including our baseball and softball playoffs, including... Man, what a year for the Nuview Bridge Knights. Your CIF Southern Section Division IX champions of the world. There they are. They won the Division IX title. They also won a SoCal Regional playoff game in head coach Denis Dufour's first season on the job as the head coach of the baseball team. Previously, he was at Arroyo Valley and doing a good job at Nuview Bridge as the baseball coach. He's also the football coach this upcoming season. He's the athletic director. He wears a lot of hats, and now he can add CIF champion to his resume as the head coach of the Knights baseball team. Here is Denis Dufour on the Inland Sports Show.
Inland Sports.
And now join us here on the Inland Sports Show. He is your CIF Southern Section Division IX champion of the world, Denis Dufour, the skipper of the Nuview Bridge Warriors. Coach, man, winning the whole thing, first year on the job. Were you surprised? I mean, when you got there, you're like, man, we got a ton of talent. If we don't win it all, you know, it's going to be a bust. I mean, what was your thoughts just about the program when you got there?
You know, when I got there, I had heard good things. You know, they had won league championship back-to-back years, the South Valley League, but they were relatively young. And one of the old adages that I've heard for coaching for a long time was you lose with freshmen and sophomores and you win with juniors and seniors. Well, we only have 4 juniors and sophomores and freshmen. So we have 0 seniors on our team. So... there's a ton of talent. They work hard, and when I saw them, I was like, okay, we could do some things. And you know, my realistic expectation this year was to compete for a league championship, maybe win a game or 2 in the playoffs, and we'll see how it goes. And lo and behold, you know, CIF created that Division IX this year for the first time, and you know, there was about a month left in the season, and I'm looking at different things, and I'm thinking, well, if we get into Division IX, we could make a decent run. And lo and behold, we were in Division IX, and you know, and then it's a crapshoot, and our guys just stepped up to the plate and made a run.
Now, I know you were on the staff at Arroyo Valley when you guys made a run to that championship game. I think, was that Division 7?
Division 7, yes.
Yeah, so... I mean, you know what a playoff run kind of feels like when you got, like you said, the last month of the regular season and going into the playoffs where you're like, man, the team's playing pretty well right now. Like, we're scratching out some wins. Like, you know, we could make a run at this.
Yeah, you know, and for us, we were playing really good baseball for a while. During the middle of the season, had like a eight game win streak or something like that in our league, and then we had we played very bad against the league champs SJVA, and you know, a lot of heads were down, a lot of deflated. We were deflated, but then we had one more game left in the regular season against Hamilton, and you know, we we were fortunate enough to win that one relatively big by mercy, and I think that just gave us a time to reset. And then you don't play for another week, so I mean we had a good 2 weeks of practice from that SJVA game until our first playoff game to really focus and lock in.
I was looking at your scores, full disclosure, I was on vacation, so I was trying to keep track as much as I could, but your first couple rounds were like big blowout wins, and then it got tightened up a little bit in the later rounds, a couple one-run victories in the semis in that championship game. What do you think it said about your team that even when things got tight and got close, you guys still found a way to win the close ones?
It's being resilient, and we have a motto on our team that we have all year, and we're all gas, no brakes. When you got young kids, you just let them go, and they're gonna make mistakes, but we try to limit those mistakes. And then we got some excellent pitching performances, some timely hitting in the semis and in the finals. I mean, even in the quarterfinal game against a league opponent, which was challenging. Coming back, we gave up 3 runs and only to score 4 in the bottom of the 6th inning against Santa Rosa in the quarters. And then obviously the semifinal game against AAE, you look at all the opportunities that we had. We started the game, our leadoff hitter gets to third with no outs. We couldn't score him. And then the next opportunity that we actually have to score is in the top of the 7th with 2 outs and a runner on second base. And, our number 2 hitter, Ethan Rivera, hit a triple. We scratch across a run in the 8th and do a job against AAE, which is very well coached and a very good team. And then, you get to the finals, and, we knew Mountain View was a fairly decent team, had some good pitching. And, they scratched across 2 runs, and then we battled back to score 3, and had an excellent pitching performance in the back half by Nelson Lara. I was having flashbacks to the Arroyo Valley day when during that game when we got somebody thrown out at home plate that I thought was safe, and I was like,
against
man,
Lancaster.
here we go again. And I'm sitting there at third base like, really, this is happening again. And so we were fortunate enough to stave off, play pretty clean defense for the most part, and come through with a victory.
All right, so Coach, let me ask you, if you're a Nuview Bridge historian now because you're the AD, have they ever won a baseball championship?
Yeah, actually, in 2014, they won a CIF title in 2014. I believe it was Division 7 back in that day too. So we are the second team to win a division title. That's
so awesome. And then not only winning a CIF Southern Section Championship, but you also won the school's first ever SoCal Regional playoff game as you guys made it to the semifinals. So I'm sure that was special too, right? Yeah, that was a complete interesting game due to the fact that it was raining. And we had a 2-hour rain delay. Light became an issue, and we actually had to finish it the next day. So I give credit to Port of Los Angeles for actually coming back out the next day to finish a game, and that was a very, very long 24 hours between the start of that game and by the time it finished. Wait, and then you guys went to Corcoran, is that right?
Yeah, we went to Corcoran on Friday.
I've been to Corcoran.
Graduation that Thursday.
that's a trip.
That was a nice little 4.5-hour trip. I like to thank the district for providing a charter bus for us. That was a great touch for them, for us. But that wasn't the longest trip we took during the playoff run. We actually went to Ojai, and because of traffic, that was a 5-hour bus ride going up there. So we're a little bit of a road warriors there. We could say that on that regard.
Yeah, those are some big road trips there in the playoffs for you. Coach, let's talk some football as well real quick. You're also the head football coach for the Bridge out there, Nuview Bridge. And, I don't know, maybe is winning contagious? You feel like, hey, we get some of these baseball guys to play football and do it again?
We have a couple of our baseball guys. Our starting quarterback is a football player, as a baseball player coming out, and probably one of our starting wide receivers. We're getting a brand new turf field. They're actually putting in our turf field. They've been doing it since November, and it should be done, I want to say, either this week or next week. So we're really looking forward to that, getting that opportunity to just get out there and and try to rebuild the program. That's one of the toughest jobs is we get maybe about 25 to 30 kids. But you know what? The great part, just like the baseball guys, they all work hard and they want to get better, and we've got great support. So
it sounds like the baseball program had some tradition behind it. They had won a CIF championship. They had some success. But the football program, do you know off the top of your head, like the last time they won league or the last time they made the playoffs or anything like that?
I want to say about 2 years before. I want to say probably right after COVID, they made the playoffs. I know they were an 8-man school for a little bit. Then they transitioned to 11-man. And I think that maybe they had a little bit of success. I'm not too familiar. I gotta do my research on that. But I know last year we struggled. We were 1-9, and this year we're hoping just to improve.
Yeah. Well, you were telling me off camera you had like one day off. Because the baseball season was so long, which is a blessing, right? There's not a lot of teams that play like to June. But the baseball season was so long. All of a sudden you got to switch hats, right, and get ready for football.
Yeah. I took Monday and Tuesday off, and we start football practice tonight. So, it'll be interesting to see the first guys, see how many guys we have come out, and then just build. And we have kind of like a short 2-week mini camp, and then we got to go on our dead period, and then we'll hit it back hard in July, trying to prepare for the season in August.
Yeah, just go right into the year, right? Just boom, football season. It's crazy to think.
Never a dull moment.
It's already right around the corner now. Well, Coach Dufour, congratulations on the CIF Southern Section Championship and a SoCal Regional Playoff win too. I think that's really cool as well. Mm-hmm. And can't wait to see you on the football gridiron.
Well, I appreciate all the text and the support from you and the community. It's been a great run for these young group of young kids, and the best part is we get to run it back. We've got everybody coming back with 0 seniors, so we get to run it back, and we're looking forward to take everybody's best shot and kind of maybe take a step up in competition during the off season and during our regular season to prepare for the baseball season.
Yeah, probably Division 8 school, I would imagine, next year. If the
with the new rankings, who knows?
Yeah. So, all right, that is Denis Dufour, the head baseball and football coach at Nuview Bridge and athletic director, joining us here on the Inland Sports Show. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you very much for having me.
Inland Sports.
All right, the Bridge gets it done, bringing home the Division 9 championship this season. And as Coach Dufour mentioned, right into football. He took like 2 days off, and it's right into football. So if you're watching this live and amplified on Wednesday night, Nuview Bridge out there for their first summer workout of the season tonight. So they win CIF, they go to the SoCal Regional, 2 days off, and boom, football season for the Knights. All right, when we come back here on the Inland Sports Show, we're going to hear from Jaden Daniels, the pride of Cajon High School, starting quarterback, of course, right, of the Washington Commanders. And we're also going to have exclusive details on the Arlington High School Hall of Fame class, the class of 2025. This is the 4th year the Lions have done this to honor and recognize some of the top athletes, coaches, teams, contributors to the Arlington High School athletics program. So we'll have that when we come back with Tacy Duncan, the director of athletics and assistant principal for Arlington High School. And we will be back on the Inland Sports Show right after this.
The Inland Sports Show is brought to you by Kin Sporting Goods in Norco, #1 in the Inland Empire for team uniforms, sports equipment, and Letterman's jackets. Bass Athletics in Corona, driven by passion and hard work, Bass Athletics helps student athletes push their limits, compete with heart, and build the discipline to succeed in sports, school, and life. For more information on the Bass Private School, visit bassathletics.com. Paulson Orthodontics in Redlands with Dr. Marcus Paulson. Personalized treatment you deserve from an orthodontist that you can trust. And Chick-fil-A in Yucaipa, right off the 10 freeway at Yucaipa Boulevard. Eat more chicken.
Hey guys, this is Jason at Ken Sporting Goods. We're almost to 1,000 Instagram followers. Tell your friends, like us, come down, see us. Thank you so much for your loyalty.
And welcome back to the Inland Sports Show, everybody. We're talking about the Arlington High School Hall of Fame right now. The Lions started this 4 years ago. In fact, it was during COVID when the Lions kind of sat back and thought, hey, what can we do to really spice up sports as we come out of COVID? And it was to introduce the Hall of Fame. And they've hit the ground running 4 years in a row. I've had the honor to MC the event a couple of times with my good buddy Jeff Gorham, of course. And, Arlington High School, they've had some legendary coaches and great athletes, guys who have made it to Major League Baseball like Lucas Duda. I'm a New York Mets fan, so Lucas Duda, shout out to him. Great players, legendary coaches, contributors, all kinds of people who have helped Arlington High School really establish themselves on the local sports map. So, Dr. Tacy Duncan joined us here on the Inland Sports Show to unveil the names in the class of 2025 for the Arlington Hall of Fame. The actual ceremony will be on Saturday night, September 6th, but they make a whole weekend of it, inviting the Hall of Fame members out to the big football game the night before the ceremony. So here is Dr. Tacy Duncan, the assistant principal over athletics at Arlington High School, here on the Inland Sports Show.
Inland Sports.
Yes, I'm very lucky to have an amazing Hall of Fame committee led by John Corona and Bill Grisham and John Seidel. So legendary coaches, even today, we still know their names, but they are very instrumental in helping me run this organization and to come up with the criteria to select them and the voting process and then how we nominate them. But yeah, we have a list of over 100 long of amazing people that could definitely qualify one year. So it's exciting.
Okay, so with all that said, let's go ahead and unveil the class of 2025 for Arlington High School.
Yeah, so it's so exciting. So let's start with our athletes, right? So Ron Maines, who so sad, unfortunately passed away last year, but I was able to work with him as an AD the last 6 years. He was the AD at Norta Vista, and he was actually one of the first teachers I met when I started my career in the Alvord School District. I connected with Ron Maines. Amazing person, amazing athlete, went to Arlington, 2 CIF championships in 2 different sports. I mean, that's unheard of to win 2 of those in 2 different sports. So just his legend here is awesome. He's on our wall still for wrestling. One of the only wrestlers to finish in the top 5 in the Masters and qualify for state. Got an Olympic bid to the '84 Olympics. Like, just an amazing athlete. So I'm so excited he's going in. And then we have Presley Weir, 4-time athlete, right? All league in every sport, played volleyball, track, did basketball, did tennis. It's like just a all-around great athlete, succeeded in everything, multiple titles, multiple league championships, all CIF and basketball. That was her main sport. So it's really fun learning the information about her and what she did here. And then, of course, our two amazing coaches that we're putting in this year, Steve Wiper and Gary Rungo. So Gary Rungo, everyone knows his accolades, multi league championships and CIF championships, a state championship, the only one for the school. Just someone that truly connected with kids, built the program from the ground up. Legendary. Still, we call for his opinion too, and sits on the Hall of Fame committee at times to get his opinion. And also, he knows the history of Arlington, so it's important to have the people that were here to know the athletes and the coaches we need to look at. Steve Wiper, amazing. Our track program, cross country, wasn't even on the map till he hit the ground running and became the coach at Arlington. And then again, that just followed with multiple league championships and CIF appearances and kids being successful and going to college for track. So just the things they've done for our students and our alumni to leave the impact they've had. I'm really excited to honor them. And then, of course, our contributor, Harvey Zamora, 41 years in the district as a facilities manager, took his job so seriously every day, made it the best place it could be for students and staff, took his job so seriously. Our campus was clean. He double checked everything for athletics, made sure the gym was mopped, just everything he took pride in. So to honor him is really neat as a contributor, that he took pride in his job and made it the best place it could possibly be for all of our athletes and staff for his 41 years he was here. And then our Heart of the Lion of the award this year, we are giving to Glenn Joseph, who just an amazing supporter of athletics, really connected with Gary Rungo and baseball, and still today calls every day my athletic secretary to find out what's happening on campus, who's playing, calls for updates. So just truly connected and invested in Arlington and athletics. So he's our Heart of the Lion award this year. And we're also honoring the 1999 baseball team for the Team of Distinction, which also goes along with Gary Rungo's induction. So that seemed perfect to put those two together. So really excited to see who I can get back from the 1999 baseball team to join us this year for the Hall of Fame.
All right, so Tacy, if people are just hearing about this for the first time, how do they get more information? If they want to attend the event, how can they get involved?
Yes. So we have it pretty much plastered everywhere right now. And then we're hoping people pick that up and put it on their social media outlets. But we have it on our Arlington High School Facebook page. We have it on our Arlington Lions Instagram page. We also have it on our website. It's one of the banners, the first thing you see when you go to Arlington High School. And from the banner on the website, you can actually click the picture and it takes you directly to where you can buy the tickets.
All right, awesome. And one final question for you, Tacy, is I'm just curious, like when you notify these individuals that they're going into the Hall of Fame, I know they probably all have all different reactions, but is there any single one or kind of a general overall theme of when I don't know if you get to make the phone call or do it in person, how that goes?
So the first 2 years I did, but I felt so bad hogging all the glory because that's one of the most special calls you can make, right? So yes, the first 2 years I called all of them and I got to hear their reaction and just how grateful and thankful and how honored. So that was really special. But with everything that we do, it gets so busy that this year we decided to do Hall of Fame ambassadors. So my committee all took a nominee being inducted, and they were in charge of that nominee to call them and get the information and connect with them. So this year we kind of spread the wealth and we all got to kind of make that call. But the last years it's an amazing call to make. And I have a tendency just to go off and keep talking. So I get so excited telling them that they can't even get a breath. And I'm like, oh, and then this, and then you're nominated and you're going to be inducted. And here's the game. And they're like, okay, hold on. I got to process. So it's really fun and something really special to make those calls. I'm so thankful for Mr. Ybarra, our principal. He has 100% supported this. We could not do this without him. And just told me, during COVID, when we kind of had that downtime, we were waiting for athletics to see what was going. He's like, let's do it. Now's the time. So we got it together during COVID in 2020, and it's been going strong ever since. We're in year 4.
All right, Tacy, what is the date on that?
Oh, that is important. Yes.
Yes.
So that will be September 6th.
I'm writing that down right now.
Yes. September 6th is going to be the Hall of Fame induction banquet. That's Saturday night. Doors open at 5. It starts at 6. And then the night before, we've kind of started a tradition where we invite the Hall of Fame families out to see the football game the night before. So we always have it coincide with our first home football game. And then we introduce our inductees that night at the halftime. So they get to work out on the field. We have their signs. We announce a little bit of their bio, make it special, and honor them. We feed them dinner before, honor them at halftime, and then the next day is the induction banquet.
So like a whole weekend, of Hall of Fame stuff.
That's what we wanted. In case people are out of town or have to fly in, at least it makes it worthwhile to have 2 full days of activities.
All right, that's awesome. That is Dr. Tacy Duncan from Arlington High School breaking down the 2025 Hall of Fame class for the Lions. And Tacy, again, just for my own personal knowledge, how many years? Is this the 4th year that you've done the Hall of Fame? Fourth year, okay.
Yeah, we started with our 2 legendary coaches, Ariano and Peachy, who are just legends at Arlington. So it was so fun to be able to induct them in our first class. And then we moved on to Chris Harper, who played for Oregon and played in internationally in England, and Terry Brush, amazing basketball player and entrepreneur now in Texas. So just really awesome getting to know the alumni, connecting with them, staying in touch with them. Terry Brush has now worked with me and wants to do a scholarship for the Hall of Fame. So just reaching out to the alumni, getting them connected back and staying in touch with them has been really special and awesome to be a part of, because I've only been here 6 years, so I don't know the history. So it's really fun getting to hear it and see it through their eyes and what this school meant to them.
Well, I'm a Mets fan. That was cool when Lucas Duda went to the Hall of Fame. So that
big
was
one. I can't believe I did not mention Lucas Duda. He was also in our first class. Amazing athlete, baseball player. Played. So don't want to forget him. He was in our first class as well. So
no,
really,
they're all remarkable. But as a Mets fan, I'm like, oh man, Lucas Duda, that's big time. So that was awesome. He came to the first one and his family, so that was really neat to have him back on campus.
Inland Sports.
Awesome. Good stuff from Tacy Duncan, the assistant principal over athletics at Arlington High School, talking about the Hall of Fame. As I mentioned at the beginning of the show, we'll be doing a lot more football in the coming weeks as we get ready for the 2025 season. That includes our local guys who have gone on to the next level, maybe college, maybe the NFL, like Jaden Daniels out of Cajon High School. Great, maybe the greatest rookie season ever for a quarterback at the NFL level. And he's getting ready for his sophomore season with the Washington Commanders. Big expectations for Jaden Daniels. But as he has always said, whether it was Cajon, Arizona State, LSU, the NFL, he just blocks out the noise. He's all about the football. He just wants to get better, get the guys around him better as well, and win football games. He's not worried about the exposure or who's getting the credits. He's about the work. Block out the noise and get to work. Here's Jaden Daniels talking about his off-season workouts and training and getting ready for the upcoming season with the Commanders.
Yeah, I think I did. Obviously, you want to get back to it after how the season ended, but it's good for you to kind of, unplug and find different ventures and, live a little bit. I mean, I've never been the type of individual that I could say for fame. I'm a very introverted individual. So I just go out there and live my life. I live it. I don't really go to many places. I didn't before that, so I don't think that's going to change for me either. I mean, the main thing is just being comfortable. Like I said, familiar with the play call, familiar how you call plays, and what we're trying to accomplish, play in and play out. We're bringing in new people, and we're holding them to that standard. But we know everything is not going to be given to us. We got to go out there and earn it each and every day. I just think I got to go out there and prove myself each and every day. Like no matter if it was last season, this season, or 10, 20 years down the road, you got to prove yourself each and every season. Yeah, I mean, outside noise doesn't matter. You gotta go out there and, like I said, keep proving yourself. I think that mantra still stands. I don't think we're looking at it as we play a Monday night or Sunday night. We're just looking at it like, we're playing this opponent this week on a Sunday, on a Monday. It doesn't matter if we play them on Tuesday, Wednesday. Like, we're just going out there and playing football.
And don't forget the I Am Gifted Summer Life Skills Camp with Miami Dolphins running back Alexander Madison and the Athletes for Life Foundation. It'll be back coming up later this month. University of California, Riverside, UCR, June 27th through the 29th. And I was texting with Alex, and I think the plan is on that opening night on the 27th, we are going to select our I Am Gifted Athletes of the Year. He's been picking Athletes of the Month for the entire school year, and we will pick one boy and one girl as the Athletes of the Year and honor them and recognize them on the first night of his I Am Gifted Summer Life Skills Camp at UCR on the 27th. So it should be a really fun time, and Alex doing a great job giving back, as does Kenny Clark. Kenny Clark has his camp. I think it's on the 29th of June. I'm going to be out there as well. Jalen Phillips, another Miami Dolphins guy from Rev. He has his camp this Saturday at Rev. I'm planning to be out there at that one as well. So a lot of our local guys coming back during their off time. They could be on vacation or doing a lot of other things, but they come back and give back to where it all started, right here in the Inland Empire. All right, big thanks to our guest tonight, Santiago track. We had Denis Dufour from Nuview Bridge, Tacy Duncan, Arlington High School. Really appreciate them making time here on the Inland Sports Show. That's going to do it for tonight. Thanks for watching us live and amplified on Wednesday night. Give this video a like if you've made it to the end. We really appreciate it. Also, subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. Big shout out to our awesome sponsors, Bass Athletics, Paulson Orthodontics, Ken Sporting Goods, Chick-fil-A in Yucaipa. And if you're a local business or an organization that would like to promote here on the show, just hit us up with an email, inlandsportshow@gmail.com, or send us a message on social media. We would love to hear from you. My name is Pep Fernandez. God bless you guys. Stay safe out there. We'll see you next time on your favorite show, the Inland Sports Show. Good night.